please bow your heads and we ask for the Lord's blessing? Lord, I want to thank you for gathering us all here to celebrate the hard work and achievement of these graduates. 2, 3, 4, 5 years of studying has brought each of us here today. On behalf of every graduate, I want to thank you for your love and support. Without you, none of us would be here today. And thank you for sending friends and family here on earth to show us your support and to love us. The achievement of these graduates is shared with each and every one of them. Lord, please continue to be with us, with each of us, as we enter in a new chapter of our lives. Please extend your hand of guidance on each of us. And as we leave here, Lord, may we never forget what we've learned inside and outside of these walls, the friends we have gained and the friends we have lost. May our lives forever be lived for your glory. Amen.
Good afternoon. Some of you may see yellow ribbons on people around you. And for those who don't know, last week we lost a beloved classmate and friend, Andrew Pelletier, who died unexpectedly. For those who don't know Andy, simply put, he was a great friend, loved by everyone. Andy cracked the code that most of us spend a lifetime trying to decipher. His life was about people. You hear others that live life every day as if it was their last. Andy treated you as if it was yours. He spent a life sowing seeds that always became a harvest for someone else. Whether it was in the form of fellowship over a cup of coffee, a friendly guitar lesson, or the sincere smile he gave when he met you in town. How did he do it? Most people aspire to be like presidents, great kings, and war heroes. Andy was a man of faith and harnessed his own uniqueness, gifts, and talents, and became the best version of himself. A friend that cannot be replaced, and gave things no one else could give. We miss you, Andy. I'm sure you're in a better place, shooting the breeze with people you haven't seen in a while over a good cup of coffee. We are heartbroken, but are blessed to have known you. It's because of the life you led that I'll spend the rest of mine becoming the best version of myself. Please join me in a moment of silence for our friend. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, Patrick. Thank you, Elise. Please remain standing for the national anthems of Canada and the United States. You may sing along. The lyrics are printed in the inside of your program cover. And gentlemen, please keep your hats off.
Oh, Canada, terre de nos aïeux, thank God for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed. In the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I declare the 131st commencement ceremonies of the University of Maine at Fort Kent to be convened. It is with great pleasure that I welcome the graduating class of 2013, as well as parents, family, and friends. Before we proceed with the rest of the program, please be seated. I would like to take a moment to introduce the platform party. I ask that they stand as the names are called and remain standing. Audience, please withhold your applause until all members of the platform party have been introduced. Raymond R. Finney, UMFK Alumni Association President, Class 2001. Carolyn Bouchard, UMFK Foundation Board President. Dana A. Saucier, UMFK Board of Visitor President, Class of 1968. Dr. Doris M. Metz, Faculty Marshal, Associate Professor of Curriculum and Instruction, Class of 1983. Dr. Steve B. Selva, Mace Bearer, Professor of Biology and Environmental Studies, Senior Professor. Roland K. Karen, Chair, Educational Division, Associate Professor of Education, Class of 1977. Dr. Ramin Ariana, Chair, Natural Behavioral Sciences Division, Professor of Chemistry and Physics. Sierra A. Daigle, UMFK Student Senate President, Class of 2014. Dr. Mariella R. Squire, Faculty Chair, Associate Professor of Anthropology and Sociology. Scott A. Voisin, Dean of Community Education, Class of 1994. Elia Sablan Zebedee, Dean of Enrollment Services and Student Life. Ellery Arms Labby, Distinguished Service Award recipient. Dr. Rachel E. Albert, Vice President for Academic Affairs and Dean of the Faculty, Class of 1985. Trustee Norman L. Fournier, Chair of Finance Committee, University of Maine System Board of Trustees, Class of 1967. Senator Troy D. Jackson, State Representative for this evening, Senate District Number 35, Class 2001. Dr. Richard W. Cost, former UMFK President and President Emeritus recipient. John L. Martin, former State Representative, Assistant Professor, Political Leader, Public Servant, and General Leader, our honorary degree recipient and commencement speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a round of applause to our platform party. Thank you all. I'd also like to acknowledge another civic leader who was a special guest with us and a regular attendee at these performances, Representative Ken Terrio, House District Number 2. Thank you, Ken. May I ask the faculty and staff of the University of Maine at Fort Kent to please rise? We are a teaching institution, and the people who work at UMFK are people who care about education, who put students first, and who care deeply about their disciplines and about their professions. These scholars and public servants have worked extraordinarily hard to make your time, members of the class of 2013, a true learning experience. Faculty and staff of UMFK work hard with joy and with dedication to prepare the future for you. Ladies and gentlemen, and especially the class of 2013, please join me in a round of applause for appreciation to the faculty and staff.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's an extreme honor and privilege for me to be here today at my alma mater, University of Maine, Fort Kent, the place that gave me the courage to initially run for the legislature. And because of that, I have the honor to be here to congratulate all the graduates, all their parents, friends and family on a tremendous achievement of your graduation today. And I bring you greetings from the Governor of the state of Maine, the Maine legislature of this great state. And again, just want to thank you and tell you how much I appreciate being here and how proud that you and your family should be of the tremendous accomplishment you have here today. So thank you very much.
President Hess, former President Koss, Senator Jackson, Representative Terrio, honored guests, faculty and staff, parents, and especially the class of 2013. I bring you greetings and warm congratulations from the University of Maine System Board of Trustees. As an alumnus of this university, I take particular joy in participating in this ceremony. As a trustee of this university system, I feel an enormous sense of satisfaction and reward as I look over the graduating students and their family members and friends. Today, you share a collective sense of joy, accomplishment, and in many cases, relief. I am certain that each graduate would agree that they could not have made it this far without encouragement and guidance from their family and friends, and of course, this university's dedicated faculty and staff. This day represents an achievement for them as well. By earning a degree from the University of Maine at Fort Kent, you have given yourself one of the finest gifts you will ever receive. The function of a university, after all, is not to give you the right answers for everything, but rather to hone your capacity to ask the right questions. May you find deep satisfaction in whatever path you take. My personal congratulations to John L. Martin, who will be awarded the Doctor of Humane Letters degree later today. He is a noted legislator who has done so much for the advancement of higher education in this state. UMFK is a strong, vibrant institution, but let us not forget that friends like John L. Martin have helped over the years to make what it is today. It is fitting that this honorary degree be awarded at UMFK, because this individual has always been a supporter and strong advocate for this institution and the people of the St. John Valley. It is also a pleasure and honor to be on the same platform with Ellery Arms T. Joe Labby, a distinguished businessman, a community volunteer, former neighbor in Wallagrass, friend, and an all-around great person. His dedication and commitment to Fort Kent and the residents of the St. John Valley for his entire life makes him an excellent choice for this year's Distinguished Service Award. Class of 2013, if ever you are looking for role models as you enter the next phase of your life, look no further than the two individuals we are honoring today. They represent community service at its best. Again, on behalf of the Board of Trustees of the University of Maine System, I wish every graduate the very best in the days and years ahead. Thank you.
Graduates, it is my honor in honor of the UMFK Alumni Association to welcome you as alumni. Music plays a large part in our lives. It moves us, it soothes us, and it gives us guidance. When I graduated from high school, the #1 song went something like this. Ladies and gentlemen of the class of '97, wear sunscreen. If I could offer you only one tip for the future, sunscreen would be it. When I graduated from UMFK, another song was the #1 song at that time. Vitamin C encouraged us in song. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change, come whatever, we will still be friends forever. I still look back on those days and remember the time spent with friends, the countless pints of Ben and Jerry's, and the time spent in Powell Hall that gave me the opportunity to have the job that I have today. So in tradition of musical influence, I searched through songs from the past 4 years to give you some guidance that you could relate to from one generation to another. I had a lot of fun doing this, and hopefully my interpretations are close. So here we go. Tonight's the night. Hey, live it up. I got my money. Let's spend it up. Go out and smash it like, oh my God. Jump off that sofa. Let's go. The Black Eyed Peas encourage us not to let life pass us by. After a long day of work, you will be tired, believe me. But time spent with family and friends can't be made up. Also, don't regret not doing something because others say it's impossible. Everything is achievable in time. The next song. I'm going to pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket. Macklemore makes thrift shopping fun and stylish. Weigh want versus need at all times. You never know when you'll need to fall back on your resources. DJ, blow my speakers up. Tonight I'm gonna fight till we see the sunlight. Tick-tock on the clock, but the party don't stop. This catchy tune by Kesha teaches that the perseverance and hard work are keys to success, along with a little fun. I don't care. I love it. I don't care. Icona Pop tells us that if we love what we do in our chosen professions, that we will never really work a day in our lives. Me not working? Yeah, right. Picture that with a Kodak. Or better yet, go to Times Square. Take a picture of me with a Kodak. Took my life from negative to positive. I just want y'all to know that, and tonight, let's enjoy life. Tonight I will love you tonight. Give me everything tonight. For all we know, we might not get tomorrow. Let's do it tonight. One of the amazing philosophers known as Pitbull tells us not to take life for granted. and to not put off until tomorrow what you can do today. Hard work gets rewarded. Keep going no matter what. When I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change, because you're amazing, just the way you are. And when you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while, because girl, you're amazing, just the way you are. Bruno Mars got it right. You, the class of 2013, are amazing. You will see and experience many amazing things. I am proud to include you as part of the UMFK alumni family, and you made me better by knowing you. Stay in touch. Let us know what you're up to. We'll always be proud of your accomplishments, great and small. It's hard to look right at you, baby, but here's my number, so call me maybe.
I think the year I graduated, it was I can't get no satisfaction. Different generation. Some of you may know that I'm the crazy cat lady. I do work for the animal shelter, and I take in the ones that really can't be placed. So I want to talk to you about my cats. And students come to my house for cat therapy on the weekends. There's Merlin, who has social anxiety and has panic attacks. There's Artemis, who is crippled. There's Kizzy. Well, Kizzy does it outside the box. All of my cats have disabilities, mental, physical, and mixed. Some of them are crippled, some of them are blind, but they are living, breathing fur people. And I want you to think about this, because we tend to think of the world as being perfect, and it isn't. We tend to think of the world as being in our control, and it isn't. We tend to think of the world as being a loving, kind, and wonderful place. And at least for half of my cats, they were thrown out and abandoned in the winter. It wasn't. I'm also a gardener, and I do gardening therapy. I hire, $10 an hour, dig the... yeah. And I got a gardening catalog the other day, which said, buy this, you'll have a perfect lawn. It will get rid of red clover, dandelion, chamomile. And I went, I don't want to get rid of red clover, dandelion, and chamomile. If I did, I wouldn't have a lawn. And I'm also an herbalist. Those are all really useful plants. So when you go out of here, don't be a perfect kitty. Don't be a perfect lawn. Remember, be Kizzy and do it outside the box.
Well, from Kissy outside the box, I'm going to take you to Henry David Thoreau. A century and a half ago, Henry David Thoreau wrote in his book Walden, I went to the woods because I wished to live deliberately, to front only the essential facts of life, and see if I could not learn what nature had to teach. Last night at the senior banquet, we talked about legacy. And today, if we think about the folks that are assembled here who've come to the woods and made deliberate choices to do so, I'm hoping, Mariella, inside the box, We have a population with us in this room today that represent, of course, people from throughout the St. John Valley, from Allagash to Van Buren, on both sides of the river. From every Maine county, from Aroostook to York. From 5 foreign countries. That doesn't count Canada. They're our neighbor, where we have 7 provinces represented here. And from states across the nation, as far away as Florida, Texas, and California. The legacy that you represent is a legacy that's come from around the valley, around the state, around the nation, as these flags represent around the world, to live deliberately here in the North Maine woods. It's a proud legacy, and when you walk out of here today, you carry that legacy forward with you. I also introduced the folks last night to La Cloche de Fer, the old iron bell that from the early days of our university's history hung in Sear Hall, rang classes in and rang students to meals and rang students to meetings. And in some ways it's become our Liberty Bell. Yes, it has the crack in it. If you come up and look closely, you'll see the crack, and so we only ring it on special occasions. And today is one of those occasions, because as this bell was unearthed and restored and brought back to life, we now use it to ring in new classes at the University of Maine at Fort Kent. And today, as you march out, it will ring to ring you out. One of our student speakers last night reminded us that commencements are about beginnings. Well, the bell was part of the beginning, or is now part of the beginning for students coming here, and it's part of your beginning as we ring you out in the class of 2013. So when you leave today and the wonderful sonorous tones of the bagpipes are in your ears, you're also going to hear the ringing of the Cloche de Fer and your legacy as you walk out these doors. Today, as part of our ceremony, we have a very singular event in the history of any institution of higher education. And that is installing upon its former chief executive officer the rank of President Emeritus. Now, I've been fortunate to receive that rank at another institution, and they told me emeritus meant old guy with gray hair. But see, they were wrong. Because clearly there's another definition, and Dick will explain that to you. But this is a very singular event and part of our history, as we'll explain as we go along. So I would like to ask Dr. Doris Metz to escort Dr. Koss to the podium, and I'd like to ask Senator Troy Jackson to come back to the podium to read a legislative sentiment and present it to Dr. Koss. Dr. Jackson.
Dr. Koss, again, it's a great honor to be here today to give you this legislative sentiment from the state of Maine. I just wanted to say that, you know, it's been said many times that you should always strive to make a place better than when you first came. When you leave it, it's better. And you and your wife have actually done that for this university, Dr. Koss. And so for the people of the university and the people of St. John Valley, I want to express my sincere gratitude for everything you've done for this university and raising the profile. You were a tremendous asset for it, and it's a real honor to give you this sentiment today. It reads, "Be it known to all that we, the members of the Senate and the House of Representatives, join in recognizing Dr. Richard W. Koss, currently of Middleborough, Massachusetts, former president of the University of Maine at Fort Kent, who has been named President Emeritus for his noteworthy accomplishments as president. Dr. Koss served as the president of the University of Maine at Fort Kent from 2002 to 2010, the longest tenure of any president in a quarter of a century. His service was marked by greatly strengthened community relations and enhanced visibility and an expanded role in the university. In 2006, the University of Maine at Fort Kent was selected as the best Northeastern college by the Princeton Review, and in 2009 and 2010, U.S. News and World Report named it as the best college in the North. Among Dr. Koss' many achievements are the celebration of the Acadian and Franco-American heritage in the St. John Valley and the revival of the University of Maine at Fort Kent Foundation. We send Dr. Koss our appreciation for his years of dedicated service to the University of Maine at Fort Kent and to this state. We congratulate him on being named President Emeritus, and be it ordered this sentiment be sent forthwith on behalf of the great state of the people of Maine. Thank you very much, Dr. Koss. It's been an honor knowing you. Thank you very much. I guess so, yeah.
Richard W. Koss, the 9th president of the University of Maine at Fort Kent, founded in 1878. 9 presidents between 1878 and 2008. Dick served 8 years, and as Senator Jackson said, that's the longest tenure of a president at the University of Maine at Fort Kent in a quarter century. His service has been legion, and he continues to serve the university which he's come to love and admire. And I think it's of special note that of all of the litany of things that occurred under Dick's watch, his foresight in assuring that rural communities and the region's Acadian heritage will forever remain enduring features of our mission are the ones that stand out. In recognition of his service, the Board of Trustees awarded at his July 2012 meeting, and today we install him in perpetuity with the rank of President Emeritus, and he's entitled to wear the university colors in perpetuity. If you would do the honors, Dr. Metz and Senator Jackson. Dick, on behalf of the Board of Trustees and a grateful university, I'm pleased to induct you into the rank of Professor Emeritus, share with you this plaque, and invite you to say a few words to your campus community. Congratulations, Dick.
Wow, it's great to be back. I'm absolutely thrilled by this honor. Words aren't capable for me to capture how deep the feelings with this institution, this group of people, and this community go for Ellen and for myself. This was clearly the right place for me. Thank you very much, President Hess. Where'd you get? There he is. Okay. And yes, the definition has to go beyond gray hair to no hair. We'll do. On behalf of Ellen, my partner, companion, helpmate, and wife, and dearest friend, for both of us, I want to say to everyone connected with this university since 2002 when we arrived, thank you so very much, faculty, students, staff, and administrators, for welcoming us, for letting us become a part of this amazing community. It has changed the life of both of us. It is something that we remember fondly every single day, and I can't thank you enough for letting me. For me, this makes a much more permanent and contemporary, if you will, relationship with the university. This sounds a bit humorous, and I don't mean it totally that way, but, you know, being the retired president sort of implies that you were, but you're not anymore. So being the president emeritus, now, when I look people in the eye, I can say, I'm the president emeritus of the University of Maine at Fort Kent, and I know how much that means to Ellen and myself, and it just is very, very important. So thank you all very much for letting us become part of this wonderful university. Now, graduates, this day is about you and your accomplishments. I ask you to remember that the most important goals in your life are the ones that you set for yourselves. Pursue those goals relentlessly. Never quit. Never give up. Do realize that there is a certain ebb and flow to the timing of life. Some of you will achieve your goals in your 20s, some your 30s and 40s, and so on. And indeed, even for some of us, you reach those goals in your 60s and your 70s. The important thing is that you have those goals in front of you and that you let them guide you every day, and that every day you move one step closer, however small, to achievement of those goals. Finally, never forget that we learn from others. We learn from our interaction of all types with other people. And the wonderful corollary is that the more people differ from us, the more we can learn from them. Congratulations, class of 2013. Best of luck to each and every one of you. God bless.
Congratulations. Thank you very much. Could I ask Dr. Metz to bring forward Ellery Arms Labby as a candidate for the Award for Distinguished Service. Senator Jackson, would you please come forward and read a legislative sentiment?
Mr. Labby, again, I want to say that I don't think there's a better person to get this award for today. I've had the honor of knowing Mr. Labby throughout most of my lifetime. I played sports against many of his children. He's a great family. You can tell that what he's instilled in his family shows what a great man he is. And quite honestly, many of the events that I've gone to by myself, feeling somewhat nervous to go into them. If you've seen Mr. Labby in a room, you just automatically wanted to go to him and he put you right at ease. A true gentleman, someone that always waved me in whenever I was walking down the street to go stop into a store, just to talk. Not, Lord knows I never really bought a whole lot, but we talked a lot. And I just, it really is something that I'm really glad to be here today to give this sentiment to such a fine, upstanding man. There couldn't have been a better choice. It says, be it known to all that we, the members of the Senate and House of Representatives, join in recognizing Ellery Labby of Fort Kent, who is the recipient of the 2013 Distinguished Service Award from the University of Maine at Fort Kent. Mr. Labby worked 24 years with the Maine Army National Guard as an uncommissioned officer. He owned and operated Netto's House of Furniture until he passed it on to his sons to operate. He has been a central figure with the Fort Kent Lions Club for over 50 years, holding several offices during his time as a member. Mr. Labby was the first president of the St. John Valley Senior College, chair of the Finance Board for the St. Louis Church, and was named Fort Kent Citizen of the Year in 2012. We extend our appreciation to Mr. Labby for his dedicated service to the citizens of the town of Fort Kent and congratulate him on receiving this award. And be it ordered that this official expression of sentiment be sent forthwith on behalf of the 126th Legislature and the people of the great state of Maine. Thank you very much, Mr. Labby. I really appreciate it. Yeah. That's something to be proud of. I was going to tell the story you told me about the relative telling me about the people out there. We'll give him a name, but I couldn't make it out.
There's more. How many of the people in the room know that Arm's middle initial is R? Ellery R. Labby. The University of Maine at Fort Kent is proud to honor Ellery R. Labby for a lifetime of distinguished contributions to our community in business, as a community volunteer, and a goodwill ambassador. Arms, as he's known to one and all, was raised in Wallagrass, but he's called Fort Kent his home since 1954, the year he graduated from high school, or at least he tells me he graduated from high school, and married his high school sweetheart, Muriel Sear. As a young man, he started work in the former Netto & Sons General Store in Fort Kent. And like all good general stores of that era, it sold a bit of everything. Hardware, lumber, appliances, sporting goods, propane, and so I'm told at least at one point in its career, undertaking services. But the store also had a long history of selling furniture. In fact, I understand the Netto family, who bought the store in 1892 when Arms was 16. Just wanted to see if you're doing the math. Were furniture makers from Quebec. Eventually, the ambitious young Arms Labby bought the store, and Netto's Home of Furniture, House of Furniture, focused its business on furniture and flooring and a one-of-a-kind reputation for customer service that helped turn it into a hub of activity in downtown Fort Kent. From that storefront, Arms became a central figure in Fort Kent civic activity. As you've heard, with the Lions Club for over 50 years. Served as president in 1968 and oversaw a growth from 147 to 800 members over a 4-year period. Today, the Fort Kent Lions remain one of the strongest civic organizations in the St. John Valley, renowned for its innovative fundraising efforts, such as its special mail pictorial calendar. Yeah, the people from the Valley know what I'm talking about. And its biennial variety show. And it was for that show that ARMS created the folk character Cijo La Montagne. My French isn't good, but that might be Little Joe the Mountain. That's what it is. And he's a mountain of a man, let me tell you. Cijo offers laconic insights into human nature with a bit of humor, and they flavor every variety show production. ARMS has been honored by the Fort Kent Chamber of Commerce as Citizen of the Year. As membership chair, he built the Fort Kent Seniors Citizens Club into a vibrant organization it is today, and as you heard, has been named its Senior of the Year. He was also founding president of the Fort Kent Senior College, which offers a range of college courses and other activities to area seniors and makes lifelong learning a reality here in the Valley. ARMS also serves as a one-man welcome wagon, adding another dimension to his nickname, as he opens his arms wide and warmly, greeting new members to our wonderful community. His own words perhaps say it best. I love the people of this area, and I've gotten to meet a lot of them over the years. Only in Fort Kent could I have lived life the way I did. ARMS, today the University of Maine at Fort Kent, is happy to return that sentiment to you. Only by you being here could we be living the life the way we want to live, and we are pleased and honored to convey upon you our Distinguished Service Award.
You've had a lot of speakers here today, and I'm not one of them. But I'm going to be honest with you. Whatever you said, some of it is true. Especially being loved in Fort Kent as I have. I cannot do this alone. I've been married for over 58 years, and I would like to say thank you to my wife, Muriel. Without her patience, that I've been away from the house so many times to go deliver cards to my seniors or prescriptions or whatever they are. She was very patient with me, and she never asked where I've been because she knows better. And I thank you very much. And all you graduates, you are lucky to come to school in Fort Kent, Maine. I am proud of all of you that's graduating because we need people like you. So keep busy, make us lovable, and take care of yourself. Thank you.
Good afternoon, family, friends, faculty, esteemed guests, and graduates. I agree with Mr. Labby. We were very lucky to come to school here in Fort Kent. I know I was. Thank you all for joining us today as we celebrate the milestone of completing our undergraduate education. I'm honored to be here speaking to all of you today. This is a momentous occasion for the entire class of 2013. And I would like to take a minute to congratulate my classmates and say, we did it. It's not by chance that you walk across this stage today and accept your diploma. It's because of hard work, dedication, and a commitment to lifelong learning. There were times during my academic education here at UMFK that I doubted my ability to see it through and get where I am today. I was far from your average college student, married with 4 children. It seemed that the time demands of my educational program, as well as family life and everything that falls in between, always threatened to overwhelm me. Being a student here and having the kind of supportive teachers, advisors, and mentors, all of which constantly encourage me to continue my path, has been a great blessing in my life. I hope that I can use my skills gained here to not only be a great nurse, but to be a great positive influence in those around me as much as I was given here. It seemed at times impossible, which brings me to a quote by Charles Swindoll that holds great truth. He said, "We are all faced with a series of great opportunities, brilliantly disguised as impossibilities." This simple statement speaks loudly about perspective. If you face challenges and only see the downside of the situation, that lesson has been lost on you. When you face challenges, and we all will, acknowledge that it may be difficult to overcome them. But then set your eyes upon the things that you can gain from the situation and how it may benefit you or others. Take, for instance, an amazing man named Nick Vujicic. This gentleman was born with no arms and no legs. And instead of living a life of defeat, he decided that he was not handicapped, that he was in fact gifted. He went into ministry and considered his challenge to be a great door opener, to engage people and inspire them. This incredible spirit is not unique to him. It's available to each and every one of us if we choose to view our adversities as door openers. Our education is a platform we can use to expand our lives and the lives of everyone we touch. We should be in constant pursuit of learning experiences, whether it be formal or informal. Some of us here will go on to graduate school, and some may just continuously strive to learn more about their chosen professions or interests in order to remain on top of our ever-changing technology and workplace landscapes. The skills and knowledge we have gained during our time well spent here at UMFK will continue to serve us and allow us to benefit the lives of others in positive ways. So again, as the senior class representative for the graduating class of 2013, I say congratulations to my peers, who I am proud to share this moment with. Leave here today and know that while we can't change everything for the better, everyone can change something. We can make a difference. So let's leave here today, start our careers, find new journeys, and be life changers.
Would Faculty Marshal Metz please bring John L. Martin forward as a candidate for the degree Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa. John L. Martin, Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa. As the history of Maine's government and legislature in the 20th century is written, one name will stand preeminent: John L. Martin of Eagle Lake. Representing Northern Maine in the state legislature since his first election to the Maine House of Representatives in 1964 at the age of 23. He has served as a representative or state senator for 48 years, with 30 consecutive years from 1964 to 1994 in Maine's House. Selected as Maine's youngest ever Speaker of the House in 1975, he served for an unprecedented 10 terms in that leadership post, making him easily the longest-serving Speaker in the history of the entire state of Maine. According to one historian, he transformed the speakership into the second most powerful position in state government after the governor, thereby elevating the authority of the entire Maine legislature. He greatly strengthened the role of the Maine legislature relative to the executive branch, partly by assembling a group of committee chairpersons with vast experience and knowledge of state government. The legislators' expertise rivaled and at times exceeded that of the governor and his departmental commissioners. His influence led to service in numerous national political leadership positions with organizations such as the National Conference of State Legislatures, the Foundation for State Legislatures, the Democratic State Legislative Leaders Association, and the National Democratic Committee. A close ally to Maine political titans Ed Muskie and George Mitchell, he has been intimately involved with signature natural resource issues from the 1960s through the 1980s that we think of and teach in environmental history. The Allagash Wilderness Waterway, St. John River's Dickey-Lincoln Dam controversies, Penobscot River's Big A Dam, just to name a few. The University of Maine at Fort Kent wishes to honor the Duke of Eagle Lake for his tireless devotion to the people of Aroostook County, his extraordinary life of service to the people and the places of the state of Maine, by conferring upon him, John L. Martin, the degree Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights, honors, and privileges thereto appertaining. I would like to ask Senator Jackson to come forward again to present a legislative sentiment.
I'd like to read the sentiment first this time before I make any remarks. Be it known to all that we, the members of the Senate and the House of Representatives, join in recognizing the Honorable John L. Martin of Eagle Lake on the occasion of his being awarded the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters from the University of Maine at Fort Kent to honor his long-time dedicated public service and his advocacy for the Maine's public universities. Born in Eagle Lake, Mr. Martin was first elected to the legislature in 1964 and served an unprecedented 10 terms as Speaker of the Maine House of Representatives, and later served in the Senate from 2000 to 2008 before returning to the House of Representatives. During his years in the legislature, Mr. Martin became one of the Maine's most influential public servants of the past 100 years. One of his most significant achievements was the establishment of the Allagash Wilderness Waterway in 1966, which re-established the Allagash River as America's first federally protected, state-managed wild river. Mr. Martin is an assistant professor of political science and government at the University of Maine at Fort Kent. He has served in numerous capacities for local, state, and national organizations and legislative associations and committees. We acknowledge Mr. Martin's dedication to the community and the state, and we extend our congratulations and best wishes to him on receiving this honor. And to be ordered that the official expression of sentiment be sent forthwith on behalf of the 126th legislature and the people of the great state of Maine. I think I'd have to have probably 1,000 of these to put everything that John Martin has done for the people of Maine. And quite honestly, I've served 10 years in the legislature, and John was there all that time. someone that taught me a lot about the legislative process, taught me a lot about being in the legislature, taught me a lot about life, and taught me a lot about how to be a public servant and a good citizen in the state of Maine. I'm 44 years old. John's been my representative in one form or another throughout my entire life. But when I got elected the first time, I had numerous calls, but one of the first ones was a call from John telling me, congratulations, you did a great job, things like that. And one of the last things he said was enjoy it, because it never gets any better than the first time. And I didn't really believe him at the time. I thought this is going to be great forever. But I think what he meant was it's hard because, unfortunately, you have to take sides on issues. And when you do that, sometimes people hold that against you. And he was right. You have to take sides. You have beliefs, and regardless of what the issue is, there's always people that probably come away feeling differently about you. But John was always there to guide, always there to be with you in the toughest battles, and there was definitely some tough ones. And that is the type of things that you really get to appreciate, regardless if you're in the legislature or whatever walk of life you're in. I've known John as a professor. I've known him as a friend. I've known him as a representative. I've known him as a senator. I know him as a representative again. But he was always a confidant. He was always a mentor. Always someone I looked up to. And today I have the honor of knowing him as the doctor. And it is a great honor, a great privilege to be here today as someone that I truly, truly respected and do respect, and someone that I just can't say enough about what he's done for me in my life. So thank you so much for having me be here today to give this honor to someone that, was just a hero in my eyes.
We also have sentiments from Maine's congressional delegation. And I would ask, in order, Trustee Fournier to read a statement from Senator Susan Collins, UMFK Foundation President Carolyn Bouchard to present a sentiment from Senator King, and Judy Parody to read a sentiment from Representative Michaud.
Thank you, President Hess. It's indeed an honor and a pleasure to read a letter from Senator Susan Collins. Dear John, congratulations on receiving an honorary doctorate of humane letters degree from the University of Maine at Fort Kent. As someone who has spent decades of your life dedicated to education and public service, you are well deserving of this great honor. Your many contributions to the state of Maine, and particularly to the University of Maine at Fort Kent, are impressive and noteworthy. College students have benefited from your wisdom and insight, and you, no doubt, have been such a role model to so many young adults in Maine. How well I remember your kindness to me when you took me to Augusta when I was in high school. As a lawmaker, you worked tirelessly on issues that were important to the St. John Valley and our state. I also wish to congratulate you for being selected as the UMFK Director for the Center for Rural Sustainable Activities. UMFK will continue to benefit from your hard work and dedication. Again, congratulations on receiving this doctorate degree today. Your commitment to the university makes this honor very fitting. Sincerely, Susan M. Collins, U.S. Senate. Thank you.
It is my pleasure this afternoon to share words with you from Angus King. The Honorable John L. Martin, congratulations on receiving an honorary degree from the University of Maine at Fort Kent. There is no greater figure in the St. John Valley. There is little in your beloved valley that does not bear your fingerprints. I cannot think of a more worthy candidate to receive an honorary degree from UMFK. As a professor of political science at the school, you have provided a great service to students in teaching how politics really works, and you ought to know. During the entire 8 years that I was governor of our great state, you were a valued advisor, sometimes as an adversary, but more often a friend and always an advocate for the valley, the county, the state, the legislature, in that order. President Teddy Roosevelt said, "Far and away, the best prize that life has to offer is the chance to work hard at work worth doing." Your career and leadership in the Maine legislature for over 48 years is what he must have had in mind. Once again, congratulations, and I cannot thank you enough for your dedicated public service. I am glad that I got to share a few miles of that journey with you. Sincerely, Angus S. King, Jr., United States Senator.
From Congressman Mike Michaud, he addresses it to you. President Hess, I would like to offer my congratulations to you, your faculty, and the entire class of 2013. This is an exciting time for all the graduates, as well as their friends and families. All of them worked hard to reach their goals, and I commend each of them for their dedication. I would also like to congratulate John Martin on receiving an honorary degree today. Having served in the Maine House and Senate in an unprecedented 10 terms as Speaker of the House, there is no question that John dedicated his life to public service. We worked together and for many years, and I would like to recognize and thank him for his steadfast commitment to our great state. In addition, John's long career in public service, I would also like to commend him for his record of community service that continues to this day. At last but not least, I would like to recognize him for his work here as an assistant professor of political science and government at the University of Maine at Fort Kent. Providing an opportunity to learn from a professor with the breadth of knowledge that John possesses in his field is what sets this institution apart. Your offerings and the great people who stand behind them are what makes this university so great. I am confident that today's graduating class is fully prepared for their next step in life. President Hess, I'd like to thank you for your continued leadership and commitment to learning here in Fort Kent. Congratulations again on another successful school year. Mike Michaud, Member of Congress.
In introducing our commencement speaker today, I'm going to change from what I often do, which is frequently ad lib, and share some recollections about John Martin from a member of the University of Maine Board of Trustees and chair of our Technology Committee, and a former Senate colleague of his in the 120th and 123rd legislatures. He can't be with us because he's attending his daughter's graduation at Brandeis University, but he's the person who made the motion to approve this degree. And it might be you might be interested in knowing that this gentleman was what we would say was from across on the other side of the aisle from John during that tenure. And the motion he made was this. I'm in favor of this, but only if I can come there and share my sentiments. So from Carl Turner of Cumberland, Maine. Well, I knew of John Martin. If you had any interest in Maine politics and lived in Maine, you certainly knew who he was. I didn't actually meet him until we entered the Maine Senate together in December of 2000. John understood better than anyone in Augusta that we are a representative form of government. John represented Aroostook County and always sought to advantage it in any form of legislation that came before the body. While there are many examples of his fierce defense of all things Aroostook, my favorite anecdote is one in which he did not hold sway. Remember, he was on the other side of the aisle. The Department of Transportation was seeking to renumber all the interstate exits by mile number. This concept was to bring Maine into conformance with federal practice. Hence, exit 8 in Portland would become exit 48, starting with your counting at Kittery. The bill sailed through the committee, and the House was set to go through and send it to the Senate without debate. When it got to the Senate, John rose and sought to amend the bill by reversing the numbering scheme so that the last exit of I-95 in Holton would be exit 1, and the first exit in York County would be exit 300. According to Carl, most of his Senate colleagues were perplexed and puzzled by John's passion on the issue until he revealed that his numbering scheme would make northern Maine and Fort Kent seem closer to tourists coming into Maine from the south. Says Carl, that's when he really understood that at his core, John Martin is a teacher. No matter where you were, which side of the aisle, you could seek his advice on a legislative matter, whether it was policy or tactical, and he would share his view on the issue at hand. So he wants everyone to know, and you especially, John, that these are some of the things he learned from you. All the government progress needs to be incremental. When it isn't, the people will pull you back. Committee reports on proposed legislation are best when they are voted out unanimously. It signifies that all views have been considered and most likely incorporated into the final product. Learn and understand the rules that can control the flow of business through the chambers. Without that knowledge, you can't really understand what's going on. All budget bills are best when they secure a 2/3 vote or more in each chamber. It signifies bipartisan support. The minority has a stake in the outcome, and the state spending plan has been more thoroughly vetted. When you are negotiating something, remove the word no from your vocabulary. Nearly all farmers are Republicans until they need help from the government, at which point their political views become more flexible. After each election, the new legislature is sworn in. And Carl says that his mother-in-law was very proud of his service as a state senator. And so he asked her if she wanted to attend the swearing-in ceremony for the 121st legislature. She was delighted to attend, but she had a specific request. She'd been a very active member of her Lakes Association, was most appreciative of the work of Senator Martin had done in working to shepherd the milfoil bill into law. Could Carl arrange for her to meet him so she could thank him for protecting Maine's lakes from this invasive species? So he asked, and John was most gracious in talking to her. When she got back home to Casco, she made it known to everyone that she had met and talked with the John Martin. Ladies and gentlemen, our commencement speaker is an icon in Maine state government. So, for his remarks to you, ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, our commencement speaker, the John Martin.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I must begin by, first of all, thanking President Hess and Norm Fournier, and you heard Carl as well, for giving me the honor to receive the honorary degree here today. I also want to extend my congratulations to Arms Labby today for his receiving the Distinguished Service Award. I'm also pleased to be here for you and the graduates, because this is your graduation. I must admit, hearing Carl's words reminds me of the argument that I always had with bureaucrats, and there are a few in the room, of state government, that Augusta was the same distance from Augusta to Fort Kent as Fort Kent to Augusta, and that they could just as much come here as we could go there. As you know, I've represented parts of Aroostook County for many years, and as I look back, much has changed in those years. But the one thing that still rings through today, as it did in 1964, is that if you are not persistent, you will not move ahead. When I look at the graduates that are leaving here today, I'm convinced that they can be persistent and they can change and transform the world around us. As I said, there's no question that the world that I faced when I graduated from college was somewhat different, or greatly different. And for me, it was so different that I simply, next day, walked to the dean's office of graduate school and enrolled in graduate studies, not even wanting to face the world I was facing at that point, I guess. We are so connected today as we have never been. Smartphones, Twitter, Facebook, global star phones. And even with all of that, we don't talk to one another. You see it every day. On the national and state level, heated and angry political rhetoric replaces discussion, face-to-face communication, and yes, compromise. If you've not done so, I urge you to read Olympia Snow's just-released book. It tells a story, and she suggests some suggestions that the Congress might make. Because at times when you hear the rhetoric, you really think you're watching a play or movie, rehearsed with the same talking points over and over. The public never gets the facts, so that they cannot hear the possible solution or come to their own conclusion as to how the problem might be solved. It is clear that change sometimes does take change and takes time, and I want to illustrate two things that in my early part of my legislative career to prove that point. When I got to Augusta, the legislative printing contract was handled by the Kennebec Journal without bid for $1 million a year. 10 years later, I finally became Speaker, and we put it out to bid. The KJ won the contract again, but for $600,000. You can imagine the profit they were making before that. The second one I want to point out to you during that period of time as well, that the state, getting its receipts from you and taxes and whatever was being collected, was being placed in banks with no interest received by the state. Not a penny of interest was paid on any of those funds. And those dollars were controlled by various members of the legislative leadership as to who and which bank would get the money. We changed that in '75. but we had talked about it 10 years before. I believe firmly, and I look back at something that I said a number of years ago as to why I ran. And I'm going to quote my own words. Not bad if you wrote it correctly the first time, I guess, but I still believe strongly in that. I believe that the young and strong in our society have a moral obligation to provide comfort and dignity to the old and frail. I ran because I believe all Maine children deserve equal educational opportunities, regardless of whether their parents are rich or poor, and that education in Maine should not be aimed at national average, but at national excellence. I ran because I believe that people with disabilities deserve equal opportunity, and because I believe that men and women who go to work in the morning healthy and return home seriously injured should not be cast aside like broken pieces of machinery, and because I believe that clean air and clean water are essential. I ran because I believe that people who work 40 hours a week should be able to put a roof over their head and food on the table, and because I believe that the legislature, the people's branch of government, must be a co-equal of government. And so, as I make these comments today, I ask the graduates to think the same and to become involved. The greatest danger to our political system today does not come from any foreign power. It comes from apathy and the danger of a large society or a segment of our society being turned off by what they see as ineffective, inefficient, and unresponsive government. They've developed the attitude that politics is a dirty and unrewarding game. The real danger to our representative form of government is when citizens do not get involved in the process. And so I urge you, the graduates, as you leave the University of Maine at Fort Kent, that you do get involved. Today is not the day, but today is your day to celebrate. And tomorrow should be the day that you become involved. I'm going to leave with this quote, which some of you I know have heard before. I am only one, but I am one. I can't do everything, but I can do something. And what I can do, that I ought to do. And what I ought to do, by the grace of God, I will do. Best wishes to you, and Godspeed.
Will the candidates for degrees please rise? Mr. President, these candidates have successfully fulfilled all of the requirements prescribed by the faculty and Board of Trustees for their respective degrees. On behalf of the faculty, I now present them to you and request that you admit them to their degrees.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. Candidates for degree of the class of 2013. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Maine system and the laws of the state of Maine, I hereby admit you to the degrees Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Science in Environmental Studies, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Bachelor of University Studies, Associate of Science in Applied Forest Management, Associate of Science in Information Security, and Associate of Arts, with all the rights and privileges and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. You may turn your tassel.
Will the graduates please come forward to receive their diplomas? Bachelor of Arts in English, Katie L. Levesque, magna cum laude. Jennifer Lynn Parizzo, Kappa Delta Phi, NAS. Bachelor of Science in Behavioral Science, Pamela Charette. Marie-Pierre Dazay, magna cum laude. Vicky Pauline Dukas, cum laude. Emily Marie Gendron. Alicia Marie Gould, Kappa Delta Phi, NAS, Student Senate. Beatrice Nadeau. Lisa Jane Sutton. Quintina Jean Young, Kappa Delta Phi, NAS. Bachelor of Science in Biology, Corey Boucher, cum laude. Donica Atania Ferreira, cum laude. Devin M. Michaud, cum laude. Bachelor of Science in Business, Andrea Barrell. Yeshivas Carlos Belizaire. Jan Brolowski, summa cum laude, Student Senate. Sholin Kao, magna cum laude, Student Senate. Ashley Marie Cleary, cum laude. Thomas James Elias, Student Senate. Marie Michelle Lachance, magna cum laude. Megan Renee Land, cum laude. Samantha K. Landry, magna cum laude. Michelle Ann Martin. Emily Lynn Michaud, AA, magna cum laude. Sean Michael Parker. Stephen R. Pelletier, AA, magna cum laude. Jared Phillips, cum laude. Lauren Marie Plourde, cum laude. Carter John Vaillancourt, summa cum laude, valedictorian. Bachelor of Science in Computer Applications, Patrick William Aldrich, AA. Adam Daniel Bouchard, AA. Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education, Leah Rose Dufour, cum laude, Student Senate. Macy Renee LaPlante. Chantal Morin, magna cum laude. Claudia Morneau, magna cum laude. Jamie Lee Nadeau. Blair Stephanie Pelletier, magna cum laude. Bachelor of Science in Public Safety Administration, Benjamin Bruining Arruda, AA. Nathan P. Bollier, AA. Ruth Ann A. Dowling, AA. Gregory Sean Feltis, AA, magna cum laude. Austin Ryan Pelletier, AA, magna cum laude. Bachelor of Science in Environmental Studies, Kyle William Bristol. Joshua Plourde. Levi K. Prosser, cum laude. Troy Robert Spinney, AA, cum laude. Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Amanda G. Anthony, summa cum laude. Samantha M. Blanchette, summa cum laude, Nursing Honor Society. Nicole Marie Bouchard, magna cum laude, Nursing Honor Society. Monique Dorothy Marie Boutot, magna cum laude, Nursing Honor Society. Morgan Lynn Chassie, magna cum laude, Nursing Honor Society. Lori A. Costello, magna cum laude. Jody P. Cote, summa cum laude, Nursing Honor Society. Alicia Mary Daigle. Sonia Lee Doucette. Diana Lynn Gallant, summa cum laude, Nursing Honor Society, salutatorian. Vicky LaVirtue, cum laude. Tiffany Ray Martin. Kelly Jane McCoubry, summa cum laude, Nursing Honor Society. Margaret Ann Moody, magna cum laude, Nursing Honor Society. Catherine Ann Morneau, magna cum laude, Nursing Honor Society. Christy Morneau, magna cum laude, Nursing Honor Society. Russ Kenyon Mortland, cum laude, Nursing Honor Society, Student Senate. Kelsey Jean Norris, cum laude.
Jamie Pelletier, summa cum laude, Nursing Honor Society. Judith M. Pimental, Student Senate. Stephanie Suzanne Plourde, magna cum laude, Nursing Honor Society. Dorothy Ann Pottle. Sherry Roy, summa cum laude. Andrea B. St. Pierre, cum laude. Lori Ann Thomas, cum laude. Stephanie Thomas. Ashley Faye Turgeon, cum laude. Regina Marie Vargas, magna cum laude. Bachelor of University Studies in Behavioral Science, Jennifer L. Parks. Bachelor of University Studies in Educational Studies, Kristen Lee Leclerc.
Bachelor of University Studies in Elementary Education, Teresa Biggs, magna cum laude. Hannah Elizabeth Doak. Bachelor of University Studies in Secondary Education, Justine Marie Barber, summa cum laude. Nicholas Michael Cameron, magna cum laude. Brian Carruthers, summa cum laude. Francis Adrien Christopher Morneau, summa cum laude. Andrea Lee Pelletier. Hannah Jean Summers, cum laude. Bachelor of University Studies in University Studies, Elise Laura Levesque, cum laude. Victorine Ohms. Associate of Science in Applied Forest Management, Lauren Reed Calby. Mitchell Arden Folsom. Peter S. Gagne. Jeremy A. Shea. Associate of Science in Information Security, Kyle Robert Bouchard. Stephen Vincent Martorano. Associate of Arts in Computer Science, Alan Daniel Pelletier. Associate of Arts in Criminal Justice, Cole Birmingham. Lee Ann Blanchette. Jeremy Paul Sear. Chase Joe Jackson. Alicia Ann Ledger. Natasha Ponder. Jeremy Jerome Thomas. Associate of Arts in General Studies, Kyla Jessica Ware Reed.
Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2013. Would everyone take their seats? Oh. So that we can ask the graduates to rise together one more time, please. And graduates, would you join us on the platform party by thanking those special people in the audience who've been there with you day in, day out, supported you in so many ways. Thanks to friends and family who are here to support the class of 2013. Thank you, graduates. The graduates today have received a seedling, which is a Norway spruce, sometimes called the European spruce. I think Professor Hobbins wants me to tell you it's Picea ibis in Latin. It's one of the most widely planted spruces inside its normal range and here in North America. It is common throughout southeastern Canada, the northeastern United States, the Pacific Coast, and the Rocky Mountains. It's one of the most economically commercially important species in Europe, used in forestry and timber, often as an ornamental tree in parks and gardens. You might find an ornamental place in your home or your special place to plant it, to remember your time here at UMFK. By the way, they make great Christmas trees. So graduates, please take that away with you as a remembrance of your time at UMFK. Thank you very much. And now, I'd ask Dean of Community Education, Scott Wazin, to lead us in the UMFK alma mater. Please, students, remain standing. Gentlemen, please remove your hats. The words to the alma mater are available at the back of your program. Dean Voisin.
A beacon for 2 nations, our alma mater stands among clear flowing rivers, well blessed by nature's hand. Bright daughter of Acadia, true friend to woman and man, she calls our hearts, our spirits, to serve all life, all lands. Padog la vie belle, come sing the sweet refrain that calls back sunlit memories of lessons learned in Maine. That calls back sunlit memories of winters turned to spring. May green and gold stay in our hearts forever, UMFK.
In just a few moments, Ms. Blair Pelletier, Chi Alpha President and member of the class of 2013, will offer words of benediction to conclude these proceedings. Following the benediction, guests are asked to remain standing while the recessional party, include all faculty and graduates, departs the hall to the tolling of La Cloche de Fer. Immediately afterwards, please join us at a reception under the tents in the parking area behind the St. David House, directly in front of you as you exit the doors of the Sports Center. We here in the Fort Kent area are blessed by being able to live and work and study in the beautiful woods of North Maine and the upper St. John Valley. Graduates, when you walk out of these halls today, walk away confidently. Go in every direction. Taste the freedom and opportunity of an educated life. Go like seeds on the wind, out among the forests and the meadows, in quiet garden nooks and on craggy mountains. Learn life's language of flood and storm. Enjoy soft breezes that the future will blow your way and blow freshness into your life. Acquaint yourself with all of life's undiscovered wild gardens and glaciers. Break clear away once in a while to climb a mountain, canoe a lake or river, enjoy a crisp winter scene. My wish for you, as long as you live, when you hear the waterfalls and the birds and the winds sing, that your mind harkens back and you'll remember these people, this place, this community, and these times on the shores of the St. John. And that when you do, nature's peace will flow into you. The sunshine flows into the trees of the great North Woods here in Maine. To each and every one of you, Godspeed.
Gentlemen, please remove your hats. Dear Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for this glorious day of celebration. Thank you for all that these graduates have worked very hard to accomplish. We thank you for the support of our friends and family who could not have achieved this great accomplishment without them. Thank you for the faculty and staff here at UMFK for their support and encouragement as well. I pray your blessing and your will on these graduates, and I pray your hand be over their lives. We praise you and thank you in Jesus' name. Amen.